The most creative way you've ever followed your parents' rules just to annoy them? My parents had this absolute obsession with proper dinner etiquette when I was growing up. The rule was crystal clear: no elbows on the table during meals. My dad would literally tap the back of my arm with a fork if I slipped up. 3 strikes in one meal meant washing dishes for a week. No excuses, no appeals. By the time I turned 14, I was completely done with it. So I decided that if they wanted proper manners, I'd give them the most painfully proper manners possible. Not normal manners either. I went full Victorian-era gentleman. It started small. At dinner one night, I cleared my throat and said, "Mother, would you be so gracious as to pass the salt? This chicken, while prepared with admirable dedication, lacks sufficient seasoning for a young gentleman of refinement." My mom blinked twice. My dad just stared at me like I had lost my mind. The next evening, I showed up wearing dress pants, shiny shoes, and a clip-on tie from church. Before sitting down, I pulled out my mom's chair and bowed slightly. "Your seat awaits, milady!" My little sister burst out laughing. I slowly turned toward her and said, "A true lady does not laugh while chewing." That was the moment my parents realized something was very wrong with me, but I was only getting started. I brought a cloth napkin to dinner every night and dramatically unfolded it onto my lap like I was attending a royal banquet. After every third bite, I'd gently dab the corners of my mouth whether food was there or not. "One must maintain appearances," I'd whisper mysteriously. Then I started researching Victorian table etiquette online and applying every ridiculous rule I could find. I held my soup spoon sideways. I sipped tea with my pinky raised. I sat painfully straight like I had a steel rod in my spine. Whenever someone reached across the table, I'd quietly mutter, "Barbaric!" My dad finally started losing patience when I introduced the dinner bell. I'd ring a tiny silver bell whenever I needed something passed. "Water, please. Ding ding. More potatoes, if the kitchen permits. Ding ding. We are not running a restaurant," my dad snapped one night. I looked around the table innocently. "My apologies, father. I simply assumed we were committed to formal dining traditions." Mom had to hide her face because she was trying not to laugh. Then I escalated things further by making formal name cards for everyone at the table. My dad's card read, "Lord Father, guardian of the sacred Wi-Fi password." My mom said, "Her Royal Highness, provider of sustenance and laundry services." My sisters just said, "The other child." She was furious, but the absolute breaking point happened during dinner with my grandparents. I arrived carrying a tiny notebook and pen. Throughout the meal, I kept writing things down very seriously. Finally, my grandmother asked, "What exactly are you doing?" Without looking up, I replied, "Documenting etiquette violations for the integrity of the household." Then I started announcing them out loud. "Grandfather has used the dessert spoon for soup. Most troubling. Mother has refilled her own glass before offering others. Disturbing lapse in decorum." My dad looked seconds away from exploding. Then right as he took a bite of chicken, I delivered the final attack. "Father has chewed with his mouth open for approximately 2.7 seconds. The queen would be devastated." My dad nearly choked. My grandmother was laughing so hard she had tears in her eyes. Even my mom gave up trying to stay serious. That same night, my parents created a brand new rule: no elbows on the table, and absolutely no Victorian gentleman performances during dinner. I considered that a complete victory. Even now, years later, whenever my dad reminds someone about table manners, I slowly dab my mouth with a napkin and whisper, "Most unseemly."